This is my video called India Rising. Well, Kamala Harris stated that she used to visit India because her mother is Indian. And I have about 200 or so Indian students at Florida Atlantic University. I tell them, don't change. You have a great culture. They're from a hierarchical society. They stopped having untouchables now in India. But they still do have interdependence, which means that all the generations are dependent on each other, which is a good thing for families because it prevents divorce. Now, we have a lot of the best of India, the Prime Minister of the UK, Rishi Sunak, of course, Vice President Kamala Harris, Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google, and then, of course, there's the CEO of YouTube, who is also an Indian American. And we'll go along and move along and see the rise of India, which I hope will replace the gangs of African Americans in government who bullied me out of my job, and the white people allowed them to rob me and peel me and do all kind of things to me. It's amazing. I'm just prey. Anyway, so India is rising, and they are Hindu and Muslim. Now here's Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister of the UK. Here's Prime Minister Modi with him. These are the best of India. Yes, this is just more of what UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said, that he's serving with grace and he's up to the challenge. Gracefulness is actually a core values, which is a 10-year-old. Core values are values of 10-year-olds. So gracefulness is one of those. So Indians learn that and Asians learn that from 10 years old. Also, when I work for the European Union, they're pretty graceful too. Here is Rishi Sunak doing his work. Yeah, so here's core values list, and here's gracefulness. I tell the Indian students, do not change to another culture. There's Prime Minister Modi talking to Indians in other countries. And they had a press dinner at the White House. These are the rising stars of India, including the richest people, the Ambanis. And okay, the CEO of Google, Adobe staff, PepsiCo, Mahindra. These companies are all Indian run. And of course, Indian CEO at YouTube. And this lady, she's an incredible PhD engineer. She's in Australia doing zero waste, recycling waste and turning it into tile and furniture. Here is Kamala Harris and Priyanka Chopra, Priyanka Chopra married Nick Jonas, and Priyanka Chopra is one of my favorites. She's my life coach. Yeah, here's her family, Nick and the baby. Okay. Kamala Harris, she's becoming a really polished speaker. Of course, she can do the work because she was Attorney General of California. These are the G20 countries. India is in G20 and BRICS. So Indians are known to be peaceful, non-threatening, and they have a great economic performance in India, and they stand together. That's very important. So here's Kamala Harris again. Here's Kamala Harris being supported by Prime Minister Modi. Here's Priyanka Chopra. She says she stands when others stand. So the Indians are standing together in the world. I think it's a beautiful thing, because Africa just abused their power. They're such gangs, stalkers. Anyway, this thing says stand among friends. This is a sign at FAU. So yeah, I guess it's a part of the culture at FAU. There's Rishi Sunak doing his work. He's so incredible. He stopped the strikes and he reduced inflation. He did a lot of other great stuff too. Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook and Meta Business, Metaverse, and Steve Jobs, they all go to the Indian temple in order to get away from conflict and restore themselves. So here's India, where they go to temples to restore themselves. Here's the new Mukesh Ambani Cultural Center by the Ambanis. This is all the people they were greeting, including Priyanka Chopra. So India's rising. I really say it's great. Hopefully we'll have less conflict. She's a great life coach, Priyanka Chopra. Elon Musk also went to India for peace. Of course, Ratan Tata, I just love him. He talks about his mistakes, but he's one of the successful people in India. He worked with a lot of companies. And then this lady, she's a PhD, Indian scientist. Vandana Shiva, she's a Indian leader and philosopher. So Linda, it shows that India is doing a lot of cooperation with China and Afghanistan, China and Saudi Arabia, India and Dubai, India and Saudi Arabia. So we're looking at the intentions and core values of Indians. Now that India is rising, I hope they don't disappoint us like Africa did. That's Kamala Harris again. We hope India will remain ethical. We hope India will not be corrupt. We hope India will not abuse power. I asked people if they knew India was rising. They don't really know. But I saw the best of India. There's Rishi Sunak. He said you have to acknowledge your success. Vivek Ramaswamy, he wanted to be president. Here's the CEO of Google and the CEO of YouTube, both Indians. And Mr. Fossey said the truth about India may never be told. But Vandana Shiva says we should have a force for truth. And I tell the Indian students at FAU, I told them not to become like a different culture, be themselves because they're good.